I love when horror and SCP come together. One of my favorite horror animators, animated horror flicks, is doing SCP-096 today. We're gonna react to it, guys. Make sure to head on over to his channel and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you like reaction videos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. Let's get into this reaction. Animated Horror Flicks presents The Shy Guy 096. If you're not familiar with 096,
stories about the strange things we experience.
You're gonna find out today.
But some things we choose not to share.
That's true.
Things we just can't talk about.
Right.
But I've decided
like
it's time to reveal the truth. A story of horror and survival.
Yes. He tells them so well, guys. Oh, there he is. Lanky little sucker. He looks emaciated. He's tall. He's slender.
I was working security at a Freeport storage facility.
Okay.
And if you don't know what a Freeport is, it's a place where a lot of valuable collections, such as artwork and antiques, are stored. Usually for the purpose of not having to declare them, thus avoiding any kind of tax.
Yeah,
which
that makes sense.
It extremely appealing to elite collectors. For obvious reasons, the security measures at the facility were state of the art.
Of course.
However, the facility was recently found to be complicit regarding the theft of some valuable items. So security had to be outsourced a few months back.
Alright.
And a lot of the employees were laid off and replaced with fewer, less experienced personnel. To be honest,
that sucks, man.
I wasn't sure if it was my job to keep the inventory safe or babysit the rookies and make sure they didn't screw anything up.
Dang.
Either way, I had a job to do, which was mostly overseeing the arrival of new inventory.
Yeah.
There was one recent arrival, though, that had me and the rest of the staff rather baffled.
Okay.
We were approached by a foundation of sorts that urgently required high-priority storage for just a few days while they arranged safe air travel for it.
The foundation needed it contained by this facility for a few days.
Airport,
Interesting.
It seemed like the obvious choice.
Yeah.
It was mandatory to have security cameras in each of the storage units.
Oh no.
However, the Foundation required all cameras.
Can't have that, buddy. Not in this one.
Citing confidentiality.
Yeah.
This was highly uncommon, but they claimed to be from the government.
Yep.
So, at our discretion,
well, not exactly.
Made.
Even though
despite transparency being on the agenda in light of recent events,
infiltrated the
we had no idea what was inside the container. But we still imposed the required security protocols before transferring it to one of the larger storage units.
So did curiosity kill you?
It was located directly opposite the control room and was deemed to be one of the most secure units on site.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the full extent of security protocols could not all be performed at the same time due to the reduction of staff. So a digital security brief was compiled throughout the day.
Labor, man. Labor will always kill you.
Incidents that would then be cross-examined later by whoever was working in the night shift. Which fortunately was not me, and my shift was almost over. Right. Usually, I would wait until the other security guard arrived at the control room before clocking out. But the other guy was running late, so I reluctantly left my post and headed to the locker room to find out what was up.
Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it!
Upon arrival, I noticed that the door to the locker room had been left open and there was no light. My coworker was not the kind of person to fool around.
Right.
And he had never been late before.
Okay.
To make matters worse, this time of night always gave me the creeps.
Yeah.
Since the rest of the personnel already left.
Dude, I couldn't work
eerie
late night security anywhere.
In a large storage facility.
I would be very, very creeped out.
I cautiously progressed to the entrance of the locker room and tried to make sense of the dark and murky interior.
Right.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, my coworker arrived behind me.
Oh, hey.
He apologized for being late, citing that he got distracted by the new coffee machine in the lobby upstairs.
Oh my god.
I told him to hurry up and pay special attention to the security brief, but he laughed it off and headed to the control room.
He's a rookie.
Know that the light to the locker room was busted. As I sat down in a locker room alone in the dark, I began to think more about the contents of the large storage unit and why the cameras needed to be disabled. Obviously, it was something that those spooks from the Foundation didn't want us to see.
Right.
Hopefully,
did he call them spooks?
The results of the security brief might shed some light on what they were up to.
The new guy looked at him.
After hearing a noise like I've never heard before, I felt conflicted with fear and the instinctive desire to be fully aware of what was going on.
Well, I guess so. A shriek like that?
Security breach detected. Initiating lockdown.
It's a containment breach. Not even at the Foundation itself.
The lockdown protocols. I knew it was serious.
Yeah.
And there was no escape until backup arrived. We were at least 45 minutes out.
Who did it?
I peeked down the long corridor from where the noise originated, but there was no sign of any disturbance.
Okay.
I wanted to stay put, but wondered if my colleague was in trouble and needed my help. In any other situation, I would have probably pulled a gun at this point. But since security was so tight upstairs, weapons were deemed unnecessary on the lower floors.
Are you kidding me?
As I reached the end of the
corridor, not that a gun would stop him,
but to realize that the large storage unit had been breached.
Wow.
From the inside.
Look at the hole in that
I couldn't even begin to imagine the kind of strength required to punch through solid steel.
Unimaginable, my friend.
What other dirty secrets the Foundation was hiding.
Unimaginable strength.
It looked like he was in the middle of analyzing the digital security brief when it happened. And when I looked at the monitors, I saw something that shook me to the core, which was quickly preceded by another strange sound coming from the large storage unit behind me. I quickly engaged the security door in the small hope it would buy me enough time to manually override the lockdown. But after confining myself inside the control room, I noticed a strange interference with the cameras.
Yeah, what? Nice choice of music, by the way. Oh, snap! Oh, I thought he looked at it for a moment. Wait, what is that? I've seen this before. I've seen this SCP before, I just don't know what it is.
Hey, folks. So what is your theory on what they saw on the monitors, despite having the cameras disabled? Would you like to know how the story ends?
Yes,
Let me know in the comments below. And stay tuned for the next episode on Animated Horror Flicks.
Yes, yes. This was so good, man. This was so good. I really, really enjoyed this. Like, when tales get told in this aspect, even though we know about the SCP, it just leads you to believe what it's gonna do. You know what I mean? You try to anticipate, and I'm surprised at the end. I had no idea what that other one is, but I've seen it. SCP Exposed, that's the avatar of SCP Exposed, actually, which is another YouTube channel that does YouTube animations that I react to for SCPs. And I've seen the picture elsewhere too, but I'm not really sure. You guys let me know what it is in the comments. As far as Animated Horror Flicks, go subscribe to this man's channel. He said at 10,000 likes, he's gonna do a sequel. I would love to react to that one too. Guys, there's his link. Thanks so much for watching. Check these videos out from him as well. Some other horror stuff that he does. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.